I'm Earl Shaw. A lot of people ask, what does it take to create wealth? The answer is, it's all timing. I'll give you a pretty good example. If you could have put $20 with Bill Gates before anybody ever heard of the internet, you'd be pretty wealthy today, all from a single $20 bill. But we also can learn here, it helps to work in the right growth environment. What's the largest growth environment the world's ever seen? It's the internet. Nobody would argue the internet created more new millionaires, more new billionaires, anything to ever come along in our lifetime. How would we all like to turn back the clock and position ourselves in front of the internet boom, the internet explosion? In other words, cash in on the internet explosion. The problem is we don't get a second chance. But if you're watching this is your second chance. How would you like to position yourself in front of the next one? The bigger one than the internet boom, the internet explosion. And it's not me saying it, it's the two richest men in America, two men I would be afraid to bet against, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are saying deregulation and renewable energy will create the biggest transfer of wealth in America, and that's bigger than the internet boom, my friend. Bill Gates is saying the next Bill Gates to come from energy deregulation, specifically energy that is environmentally friendly. That's windmill and solar, and that's what this video is all about. And one of everybody's favorites, Sir Richard Branson, says if you look back through history, people have always made money during times of change. Would you agree that we are living times of change? Listen to me, guys. The winds of change are sweeping across every city in America like nothing we've ever seen before in our lives. And when the winds of change blow, opportunity walks the streets, and it'll bang on your door at midnight if it wants to. And we have to figure out whether to get up and answer the knock or roll over and go back to sleep. It was probably only the wind. What would you pay for a glimpse of the future? And if you saw the future, would you take advantage of it? Well, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett are giving us a picture of the future. Look, guys, you cannot change your past, but you sure can mess up your future by ignoring what's going on in the world around you. In the next few minutes, we'll be talking about North American power, a revolutionary opportunity in renewable energy. North American Power Review. Kerry Breitbart, our CEO of North American Power, he was the prior CEO and largest shareholder of the United Companies. He was the first person to trade oil derivatives contracts in the world. Today, that trades annually $300 trillion on Wall Street every year, all from a vision that this man had, our CEO, had 20 years ago. And in 2005, Mr. Breitbart sold that company. At the time, his company doing $750 billion a year, and retired. And 3 years ago, Mr. Breitbart recognized the opportunity that energy deregulation will create, and he started North American Power, selling electricity in Connecticut, New Jersey, Maryland, New Hampshire, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Listen to me, guys. Deregulation happens one time. In the 80s and 90s, telecom deregulated. A company called XL Telecommunications started a marketing company, saving people a few dollars on their long-distance bill, broke every record in the history of the United States of America, we're told, still holds the record today. We're told that company created between 6,000 and 8,000 new millionaires, all from seeing the opportunity that comes with deregulation. I'll say it again, it happens once. And right now, we're living the beginning of deregulation for energy. Now, 1.5 years ago, Mr. Breitbart had a new vision that came to him when he began hearing about a new product coming by the name of renewable energy certificates, and he believes this will surpass the success of his oil derivatives, and started this new network marketing company, North American Power. So, who is North American Power? Forbes magazine calls us number 57 on the top 100 most promising companies in America. That's Mr. Kerry Breitbart on the left there, the CEO of North American Power. 160 plus years of industry know-how on our corporate staff, guys. 2012 Company of the Year, Mr. Breitbart, the 2012 CEO of the Year, Businessman of the Year. Here's how significant that is. And this is the 10th year for the Stevie's Award. I was not familiar with the Stevie's Award, but it's the Academy Awards of the business world. And when we say we were voted 2012 Company of the Year and our CEO 2012 Businessman of the Year, here's how significant that is. In the past, the companies that received that award was Apple, AT&T, Cisco, PayPal, GoDaddy, and the list goes on and on. The CEOs that received Businessman of the Year, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and that list goes on and on. Guys, we're running in some awfully good company here. The three runner-up for the 2012 Stevie Award, ConocoPhillips, Chesapeake Energy, and North American Power. Chesapeake Energy is the largest holder of natural gas reserves in the world, 12,000 plus employees. ConocoPhillips, all of us have pulled in at that one and bought a tank of gas before. $800 billion company, fourth largest company in the U.S., 16,000 employees. That's the two finalists that we beat out when we took 2012 Company of the Year. And here's Mr. Kerry Breitbart, our CEO, receiving one of those awards.
The 2012 Gold Stevie Award for Company of the Year in the energy industry goes to North American Power, South Norwalk, Connecticut.
I'm beyond proud of what we're doing. Following on some important comments you made earlier, I can tell you the retail electricity industry is exploding, growing at a rate of 13% a year. And so we are hiring in our industry. If you know anyone looking for jobs, we started out with 4 employees a year and a half ago, and we have about 55 now and anticipate 100 by the end of the year. It's a wonderful sector of the economy right now, saving people a lot of money. And once again, thank you for the award.
And here's Mr. Breitbart being interviewed on Fox News. The question of the day being, why is it we're the richest nation in the history of the world every summer during peak season? Why is it that brownout and blackout is some of the big news? How come it is we cannot produce enough electricity in the United States of America to carry us during the peak times?
Con Edison announcing a brownout in parts of Manhattan yesterday as the city entered its 4th heat wave in less than 1 month, and electrical demand has been outstripping supply. We are joined right now by North American Power CEO Kerry Breitbart. So I want to start with this, what we're seeing right now with the power grid, not just in Manhattan, but in other parts of the East Coast as well. What can we do to stop this from happening every year when we face extreme temperatures?
Well, you know, there's a lot of challenges to the grid. I mean, in most places we have to remember that it's a fairly rare occurrence, you know, when we have that, you know, that type of event. A lot of times, and this was what happened in Texas, it has to do with sustained temperatures without a lot of rain because the units don't get to cool off in the evening, and there's a lot of pressure on the actual, you know, wires. But there's also generation issues. You know, there's issues of not having enough generation in some areas to handle peak demand.
So the problem, there's not enough electricity for the peak months. The solution, there's enough wind, we're told, blows from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico to produce more electricity in 1 year than the United States can use up in the next 10 years. American wind, one of our products, our core product that we're going to be talking about here for the next few minutes. There's the solution when you see the photo of the windmills, guys. Those we're told cost $1.2 million per windmill, and they're being put up by the hundreds and hundreds, and in the near future by the thousands and the thousands. So go green and earn green. You spell renewable energy with 2 words, go green. How big is the word go green? How big is the go green movement? Listen to me, guys. That's not whether you like the movement or don't like it, or agree with it or don't agree with it. It's going to happen with you or without you. The only question is, would you like to cash in on it? Warren Buffett, just put 44 billion into the Go Green movement. Is that big enough? And see, Wall Street's saying this will be the world's biggest traded commodity worth trillions of dollars. Right now, what's the big one? It's the vision our CEO had over 20 years ago, took it to Wall Street, talked them into taking it on as a commodity called oil derivatives, and I'll say it again. He believes that this will be the bigger of the two, and there's Wall Street agreeing with him. Google buys wind power. Seeing the yellow renewable energy certificates, better known as RECs, that's the product, guys, our American wind product that we are marketing. Google just bought $1 billion worth of renewable energy certificates. Do you think Google may know something you and I don't know? The answer is probably. The difference is you and I don't have $1 billion to play in the same sandbox with Google, but we all have a $20 bill, and we can play over here on the side in our own little sandbox and maybe just create a lot of new millionaires. Green's no longer a color, it's a movement. Washington, D.C. city government announces that in 2012, city will purchase renewable energy certificates. See the seal, Department of Energy, United States of America. Our product, guys, created by the government, endorsed by the EPA. And producing these RECs, you will reduce your carbon footprint and keep our communities cleaner while also moving our country a bit closer to energy independence. These RECs we market for $19.50 each. You can become a positive energy partner and sign up with us today. Here's a movie that makes a very strong point.
Toxic fossil fuels, deterioration of the ozone layer, soaring energy costs, and dangerous dependency on foreign oil. America is in an energy crisis. What does the future hold? The bigger question is, what can I, just one person, do about it? And how do we get from here to here?
So how can I help? A 1-year REC subscription will save 16,200 pounds, in other words, 8 tons of CO2 from entering the atmosphere. What is CO2? It's the bad boy component of the pollution. CO2 is what kills people, guys. I've been to Mexico City a few times. You cannot see the sun on a clear day in Mexico City because of the CO2 between you and the sun. I live in Dallas, Texas. You know the only difference between Dallas and Mexico City? We're 3 million people, they're 23 million people. In 100 years, I think Dallas will probably be 23 million people. We either nip this in the bud now and make a difference for the city I live in, the city you live in, or we'll be duplicating what we see in Mexico City. I'll say it again, I've been to Mexico City, been to Bangkok. That's a very common scene on the streets, guys. So I don't know about you, but I care what kind of planet I'm leaving behind. If we don't take it upon ourselves to nip this in the bud now, to do our little part, there's my great-great-great-grandkids and your great-great-great-grandkids 100 years from now. I'll say it again, I care, and if you don't care, that's okay, but I do care what kind of planet I'm leaving behind for my great-grandkids. So opportunity, this is an opportunity to help our country get cleaner and our wallet get greener. Here's an economic crisis that's here now. We don't have to wait 100 years for this one to come on our lives. The economic crisis, I'll say it like this, the economic crisis right now is the greatest adversity in America. So go green. You can put most of what you've heard tonight in 2 words, go green. It's all about advancing wind energy. Your 1950 creates a pay plan you're about to see, and it advances the education and development and production of wind farms. If you like what you see so far, go to the next video and see the compensation plan, the way it is written, see how we get paid. Thanks and God bless.